Hey there, this is Rocky from Fat Adventures. Hello to anybody who's watching this and my 15 followers. I might have 12 by now, but I don't know. Anyway, this is my update, my 8-week update, and I wanted to tell you what was going on with my knee replacement. I have my knee replaced on my right side, and on December 5th, I'm having its twin sister put in on my left. So here we go. I got to the hospital, got all set, did the surgery, nothing weird, nothing, unusual happened. I did wake up in the recovery room. I was in excruciating pain. They were nice enough to give me drugs and knock me out. And then before I knew it, I was in my own room and I did stay overnight because that's what they do. So, I was able to get up that same day, go take a walk, go to the bathroom, sit in a chair, eat dinner stuff, go to sleep, get woken up to take sleeping pills, which was really strange. So that was it. And then I went to a little class. I had to walk down the hall to this class to learn some physical therapy. Then I was told that I was going to get a nurse for 2 weeks and a nurse/physical therapist to come into my house, which I could not get because they could not get someone to come here because I live an hour and 20 minutes outside of Vegas, which is like in the middle of nowhere. Even though my town has 44,000 people, you can't get a nurse here. Literally, the hospital here is like you go there, you get a Band-Aid for $150, and if you're in really bad shape, they stick you on a helicopter and they send you to Vegas. So you can imagine. All right. So with that said, I went home and had to rehab myself. So they gave me a booklet. And on the third day I was home, I started doing the physical therapy. And then on the fourth day, I cried hysterically for 24 hours because I was in so much pain and I did all the exercises. That was a huge mistake. So that's the difference between like having somebody to give you advice and help you and not. Okay, so I learned not to push it. Now, there are surgeons out there, I can't talk. There are surgeons out there who really want you to push it, and then there's other surgeons who don't. My surgeon was kind of in the middle, I guess, and basically it was do what you can do, but don't kill yourself over it. All right, so that's what I did. I did what I could do, and then the next 2 days I would be crying. So I finally I made an appointment with the physical therapist, who I absolutely love, because the first thing he said to me was, I'm not going to hurt you. I know that a lot of physical therapists push. I'm not going to push, okay? And I was very grateful for that. So mistakes that I made were as follows. I ran out of pain medication fairly often. I ran out of pain medication about 3 or 4 times. I'm going to say 3 or 4 times. I can't remember. And 3 of the time. Yeah, no, it was about 4 times. The first time I ran out and I wasn't able to get it for 3 days because the office was closed. And then the second time I was out of refills. So I called in to the office and my insurance company fought them to not give me this controlled substance to make me feel better. They had to call and tell the insurance company why they're doing this and get it approved. So to make a long story longer, they had to do it 2 more times. Okay, so I would call them on a Monday. They would put in the prescription. I would call them on a Wednesday and tell them that the insurance is fighting with them. Just at some points they were busy, and I understand that. Okay, they were busy. I understood that. So if I didn't get them to call the insurance company by Friday, I was going to be out of medication for the weekend, which was not cool. So in the interim, I ended up getting some Tylenol and taking Tylenol with my anti-inflammatory. So at one point I was doing great and I turned the corner and things were going great. And I was able to walk with less than a little bit of a limp. And, it wasn't super painful. It does get painful, but it wasn't super painful. And then all of a sudden I ran out of anti-inflammatory and my dumb brain goes, yeah, that's no big deal because I'm making progress, so I probably don't need it anymore. And very wrong. Very wrong. Because that actually takes you out of pain because it reduces the inflammation. Duh. Okay, but I didn't even think about that. So I went completely backwards from that Sunday to what day was I there? Wednesday. I went completely backwards and I saw the doctor, and my knee was so inflamed and I couldn't straighten out my leg. And I was able to straighten out my leg before, but I couldn't now. And bending, I was at 105 the week before, and now I was at 95. So that wasn't good at all. And the doctor was like, and I was like, what do you want me to do? Like, it all of a sudden it just turned around and it was really painful. So he said, did you run out of Celebrex? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, okay, well, that's probably it. So he wrote me another prescription for Celebrex and another prescription for pain pills. And it takes about 4 days for me, at least, it takes about 4 days for the Celebrex to like build up in your system. So I was in quite a bit of pain for about 4 days. And then he had me go into this thing called a DynoSplint. A DynoSplint. It's DynoSplint Systems. And some people do this and some people don't. And remember, just to remind you, I am not a doctor and I am not a physical therapist. So whatever I say is what happened to me and what, you know, what I would suggest, but I have no medical background at all. So I got the DynoSplints. One bends my knee and one straightens my knee, and this one I'm in to straighten my knee is supposed to be on me for 2 to 4 hours, and the other one is supposed to be on me for 4 to 6 hours. Now I have worked up to 3.5 hours for the bent and about an hour and a half for the straight, but the straight one hurts so much that it's super uncomfortable and painful, and it actually makes me kind of nauseous when I wear it because it just is really, yeah. So, so I'm doing my best with that. I know that my leg is straight, and the physical therapist has measured it and told me it's fine, it's straight. But I'm going to keep using it so just in case something happens, it won't go backwards and not be straight again. So yeah, so that's it. What else can I tell you? So in the interim, I have that little under the desk bike. So I'm back at work now and I use that while I'm working. I do take a walk pretty much every day. But now that I have the splints and I have to be in them, especially the bending one, 4 to 6 hours, I'm like walking every other day instead of every day because sometimes I just don't have the time. I don't know if... Like I have the time, but sometimes I just don't have the energy, and I'll throw on the splint because that's going to be probably more helpful at this point. So, what else was I going to say? I don't remember. Anyway, I mean that's basically where it is right now. So I'm going to actually throw some pictures up here and show you what it looked like when I got out of surgery, and then when I got my bandages off, and then a couple weeks after that, and then what it looks like now. And I'll also put in a picture of the DynoSplint so you can see what it looks like just in case something happens and you need to go on there, you won't be freaked out about it. So just to tell you about the DynoSplint, when I'm wearing it, I wear it for a week and then I turn this like a little key and it moves it backwards so I bend more. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so anyway, I'm not going to come back on and say goodbye because I talk too much anyway, and you probably had enough and you're like, can we just see your knee? Yeah, well, you can just see my knee. But let me tell you, at this point, I'm 8 weeks and a couple of days out, and I really have turned a corner, especially with the DynoSplints, and my knee is now at 115, which is great, and that was only in a couple of days, and I feel more relieved. I have very, very little pain at this point, just a little bit here and there. If I overdo it, it gets very achy. Every now and then I'll get like a weird sharp pain out of nowhere, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember you. You're my fake knee. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for reminding me that you're here. So yeah, and I'm actually very hopeful at this point because I was feeling really kind of low. Because you watch people on YouTube or whatever, and you talk to other people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I was at 120 degrees and the day after," and I was like, "No." That was not me. That was not me. And I was upset because I didn't think I was making any progress. But at this point, I can see a year from now, um, just at the rate that I'm going right now, a year from now, I'm sorry, I just saw my scar looked weird. So I don't know. Anyway, back to it. A year from now, I can see that this is going to be successful. At least I think it is. So I hope that your surgery is very successful for you. I really, really do. And I'm going to pop back on here maybe in a day or two. Now, actually, let's keep it about 2-3 weeks from now. I'm going to put out another video. Let me 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so 12 weeks out, I'm having my second surgery. So I'll put out another video right before my second surgery, and then we can go from there. So anyway, here's your warning. There's stitches and stuff in the second picture, so you're going to see that. So if you don't like grossness, okay, and you don't like what scars look like and it makes you nauseous, bye. That's it. Bye. Okay, so anyway, I've talked too much. I'm going to put those pictures in with a little voiceover. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope everything works out for you, like I said. And yeah, we will meet again if you want to check out the progress. Okay, so thanks. Bye.
Here's me on painkillers after surgery. Here's the bandage after the surgery. I was able to shower with that, and I had it on for slightly less than 2 weeks. This is what the incision looked like 2 weeks after I had the first bandage removed. There was steri strips, like butterfly strips on there, and the physical therapist took them off when he felt it was ready. I'm about 4 to 6 weeks out from here, and though it pulls a little bit, it's much better now that all the bandages are off. And here she is, very swollen, but 8 weeks out. Because I wasn't making progress as fast as the surgeon wanted me to, like I told you before, this is the DynaSplint. It's Dyna, not Dino. I keep calling it DynaSplint, but this is the one that straightens my leg. I also have one that bends my leg, and this one I have to be in 2 to 4 hours, and the other one I have to be in 4 to 6 hours. The progress, though, is amazing. In 1 week, I'm at 115, and I was at 95. I'll be back in the next couple of weeks to bring you another video about maybe physical therapy and where I'm at now. I'll be doing that right before my second surgery, and then I'll meet you after that one, and we'll go from there. So, on that note, thanks for joining me, and good luck with everything. Hope to see you soon.